All right, let me ask you something. If you needed emergency help right now, would you be able to know how to get it on your phone in under 5 seconds? Most people think they would, but when we tested it, the reality was very different from what we found. And what we found is that even though smartphones have powerful health and safety features, they're often buried, confusing, and way too slow when it actually matters. So in this project, we set out to fix that. Over the past few weeks, my team and I designed and tested a smartphone based health and safety system focused on one thing: making critical actions faster, clearer, and less stressful in real world situations. In this video, I'm going to walk you through our entire process from identifying the problem to designing our prototype to testing it out against real users. And the results honestly surprised me. So let's get into it. Sweet. Hello, everyone. Our project focuses on designing a smartphone-based health and safety self-management system. Throughout this term, we followed the full human-computer interaction design process, including requirement analysis, usability evaluation, prototype development, and empirical testing. So this is the team. I am Sabri Abnoza. I have Sebastian, Daisy, and Sammy, who I had the pleasure of working with. We all together collaborated on this project and made it come to life. So shout out to them, and we'll move on to the topic and need. So our project focuses on improving how users manage health information and emergency access through smartphones. While many health applications already exist, they often require users to navigate through multiple menus or interpret complicated health data. So in emergency situations, this can slow response time and increase stress. Our goal was to design a simplified system that allows users to quickly understand their health status and access critical functions like emergency services. So now I'm going to be handing it over to Sammy, who's going to be talking about the requirements.
All right, thank you, Sabri. So the requirements we decided on to meet our goal of developing this improved health app was emergency SOS has to be within 2 taps, make it nice and fast. Health summaries need to be understandable in under 10 seconds, just to say it. So it's easy to comprehend. Medication reminders are those need to be easy to manage. Interface readability and accessibility. That's a pretty big one for requirement 4. And then requirement 5, we have your explanations of health data. So you're able to digest what the app is telling you. System reliable during emergencies. You need an instant SOS, or like maybe you need your emergency contacts, so you need to be able to access that fast. And then you need a calm interface to reduce stress under those SOS kinds of situations. For requirement 8, we have emergency contacts or easy access, the same with those SOS situations. And then we further delved into this using Nielsen's 10 usability heuristics, and found that we needed high visibility of system status recognition rather than recall, so users can recognize things instead of having to retrieve it from memory. And then error prevention, that's always a must, and making sure that the software runs correctly. Aesthetic and minimalist design. People want customization, but you also want it to be readable and easy to understand. And then user control and freedom. Customization of where things are and how it looks. Yeah. Now I'm going to be passing it on to the homie Sebastian, who's going to talk about our initial UX testing method.
All right, thank you, Sammy. So before evaluating and creating our redesign, we first need to establish a clear testing method. Our approach was comparing 2 systems, the first being a baseline system, which was the Apple Health and Standard SOS interface, along with the, and then we compared that to our redesigned prototype interface, which I'll get into in a second. So participants were asked to complete several realistic tasks that represented a bunch of common interactions during both normal health monitoring or emergency situations. First, they attempted to activate emergency SOS, which measures how quickly users can access emergency help. Second, participants logged a medication entry, which tests how easily users can track important health information and are effective in doing so. Third, the participants interpreted health statistics, which allowed us to be able to evaluate and understand how well the displayed health data was. Finally, the participants attempted to locate emergency contacts within the system. By comparing performance on these tasks between the original interface and our redesigned prototype, we were able to measure whether our design improvements actually improved the overall usability, efficiency, and accessibility. Now for our results. Our results showed clear improvements across several usability metrics when participants used our redesigned interface. First, for emergency access, the average activation time in the baseline system was 12.26 seconds. And in comparisons, participants using our prototype activated the SOS emergency in just 1.77 seconds. This was an 85.6% reduction in activation of SOS emergency time, which meant users could reach emergency assistance significantly faster. Second, in terms of the health information accessibility, the baseline system had a 0% success rate, which meant participants did not at all successfully interpret health statistics. And the average time spent attempting this task for our prototype was 46.4 seconds. That was for the baseline. And then for our prototype, it achieved a 100% success rate and completed the task in an average of only 3.37 seconds. Third, for that medication logging, participants using the original interface were again unable to complete the task successfully, resulting in an overall 0% success rate. On the other hand, our redesigned prototype achieved a 100% success rate. We also measured emotional reassurance during an emergency simulation. Participants using the prototype had slightly higher calmness levels with an average rating of 4.83 compared to 4.5 in the baseline. Finally, readability and accessibility ratings were improved in our prototype as well. The baseline system received an average rating of 4.33 out of 5, while the prototype received a perfect score of 5 across all participants in the tests. Overall, our results suggested that our redesigned interface significantly improves usability, comprehension, and user confidence during both everyday health tracking and any emergency SOS scenarios that may occur.
Our prototype includes 4 redesign recommendations. First, we added voice activation for emergency SOS so users can trigger help faster. Second, we added customizable visual themes so users can personalize the app while keeping it easy to read. Third, we added expandable health statistics so users can see simple summaries or more detailed information. Lastly, we moved the emergency contacts higher in their interface, so they are easier to find during emergencies. Next, I'll walk you through how these features work in our prototype. So this is our main screen, and it is designed to appear directly on the phone's lock screen. The layout is simple and shows the most important information right away. This makes it faster and easier for users to check their health data or activate emergency features when they need them. One major improvement is the emergency SOS feature. It is easier to access from the main screen, and users can also activate it using voice commands. This helps to reduce response time during emergencies. So here, someone is calling 911. Okay, so we're back in the main screen and I'm going to show you each one of our features. First is our health feature. Okay, so we have summaries of our health. We have our medication, sleep, and stress. We also have the option to choose which one of our options we want to have in our main screen. Here you can choose whichever you want. And you have the option to add new medications. Here it is. Then we're gonna see our sleep data. This is like basic information, but you can also have more detailed information. This is our screen. We go back. It's the same with stress. Basic, it's pretty simple, easy to understand. And here's more information in detail. Now let's go back. Next, we also have the option to access our medication reminders from our lock screen. We can click that we have taken the medication. And now we also have access to our medical ID and emergency SOS. As I showed you first, you also have the option to use voice commands. We can also click on it. And here's the option to click to call SOS. We can also customize our themes. For example, here's light. We can change it to dark. We also can edit our text size. Here it is. Let's go back. One of our changes was also to move our emergency contacts towards the main part, so it's easier to access in case of an emergency. And here's to call SOS. And we're back to our main screen. And this is it. Thank you so much.